Let's compare some answers between Steve and ChatGPT.
What advice can you give others who want to start leading major projects, so moving from sort of a smaller project to some of the bigger things? Is there anything you can advise?
Yeah, I suppose back yourself. I think a lot of people are unwilling to take on responsibility because of the fear of failure. So I think some of the biggest learnings you make are through some of your failures you make. So back yourself, have a go, seek help where it's needed, surround yourself with good people, often might be older or younger, and take on the opportunities as they present themselves. So the more opportunities you can take on, the great experience, the better you'll be.
To start leading major projects, you must develop your technical skills, build your project management skills, develop a clear project plan, assemble a strong focused team, communicate effectively and regularly, monitor and control the project, and learn from your experience.
On asking for help, sometimes I feel like asking for help shows that, there's areas for improvement or it's a weakness, but then they've employed you or you're there specifically because of your experience and expertise in leading and driving. So how do you balance that?
Good question. I think you've got to understand where you need help and be aware of that. You're not Robinson Crusoe. You're not the first person to go down this path, but you're also not the first person to ask for help. So you've got to be aware that understand where the pockets of good information are and leverage that. I don't think you're showing weakness by asking for advice. I think it's really good for if you're a consultant or if you're in an advisory position. We probably need to use our ears more than our mouth and do a bit more listening. And you'll often have the response and the solution in what's being said to you by the team members or people you're consulting with. So I don't see a problem with asking for advice.
Asking for help does not necessarily jeopardize your leadership. It demonstrates your willingness to seek out expertise and support to ensure the success of your program. It's important to balance asking for help with demonstrating your own expertise and decision-making abilities.
I've struggled with this one myself. The jack of all trades versus the master of one. Would you rather invest to improve your weakness or enhance your strength?
Both are important. For a project manager, you can't necessarily be master of all trades. So you need to be aware of what you're good at, and you need to leverage skills where you've got weaknesses. So play to your strengths, and then surround yourself with good people to cover the gaps. But I think also if you're aware of your weaknesses, it doesn't hurt still to look to improve your weaknesses if it's having an impact on your ability to do your job. But as long as you're aware of it.
Yeah, of course,
Aware, and that way you can actually manage around it and mitigate the impacts.
Both. If your weaknesses are preventing you from achieving your goals, then it may be important to invest in improving them. On the other hand, building on your strengths can help you become even more effective in your current role or in future roles. Ultimately, the best approach may be to strike a balance.
Is it better for career progression to work in the PMO or project delivery? If you want to go, to the top levels, is it the PMO path or is it sort of the delivery path?
I think it depends on the sort of personality too. Not everybody likes to be up front and be the focal point.
Which is in PMO, or is that?
No, that's more the leadership. So you're standing up in front of steering committees. You're presenting the wares of the project to executive committees or to working groups, or you're leading and you're trying to always be on the front foot as far as where the project's at and where it needs to be. All the requirements around governance, you've got to do all that. While others might feel more comfortable in a policing role, in a governance role, where you don't have that responsibility of presenting to executive teams. You don't have that responsibility of being answerable to your whole team. But you do understand how projects work, and you much prefer to make sure that people are following the standards and the frameworks and the guidelines. And you challenge them on what they're writing in their reports, and you challenge them on how they're managing their projects, but you're not necessarily accountable.
Keep the engine running, oil it, make sure it's...
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So you're the engine room, but you're not necessarily the focal point.
Both can provide valuable experience and skills that can contribute to career progression in project management. What is most important is gaining experience, building skills, and demonstrating success in project management.
I see that Steve's answers are more practical and they have experience behind them, rather than the pure theory from ChatGPT. Until next time.
Take care. See ya. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Mark.
Appreciate it.
That was good.